we'll go pop. What the sign?
Welcome back to Take Yourself to Work, the podcast about finding success without losing yourself in the process. And we have a fabulous guest for you today, the one, the only, Lincoln Obie,
Bing, 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 bing.
co-founder,
Oh, no, founder.
founder, and
Founder.
CEO of World Class Meats, the
Hey,
most
man.
fantastic
Come on now. I take
exotic
that.
meats company in Houston and beyond. And we'll get into a little bit of I've had a little bit of everything. And we'll get into that in a second. But first, I want to let you say hello, greet our guests, and anything you want them to know right off the top.
Well, before, and this is my fault. When you toast, we're supposed to drink. So
Oh, you can't toast with that? Okay.
no, you got to toast. That's still
Redo.
so no, it's fine.
Okay, great. Mm.
That's good.
What am I drinking again?
Pure Noir's Pure Elevation.
Shout out to Pure Noir,
Mhm,
the fantastic Black-owned winery in downtown Houston. Award-winning wines, several, I think 4 or 5
I think
a
it's
year.
more than that. They've been going pretty hard.
Yeah, they rack up
They've been going
awards
pretty
every
hard.
year.
I know the Vodio has given them a few gold standard and one double gold standard. Like, yeah, they're
Yeah. So
they're
if you're in the
nice.
greater Houston area and you like an elevated wine tasting experience
Mhm.
with paired bites, check out Pure Noir Winery in downtown Houston.
Shout out to my line brothers. My line brother owns. He and his wife own Pure Noir.
Okay.
Kenneth Steven and Carissa Stevens, and Spring Await, Delta Theta chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha. There you
Ice
go.
cold. Always good to have a frat on. Okay, so before we get into this, I do need to point out that Lincoln came bearing gifts. Before we even got rolling, we had tasted several different varieties of roe. What are we eating? Can you just let me know what we're having?
Yeah, so we have some Osetro Black. So Pure Noir, Pure Noir, here we go. World Class Meats, we sell exotic meats and gourmet provisions. So I brought some Osetro Black
Okay.
and some salmon roe. I like the salmon roe. It's nice smokiness with it.
Little ASMR chew action. Oh, this is good. I like that saltiness.
With the plantain chips, I didn't expect it. It's a nice balance of that sweet and savory.
I like yours, the big orange ones.
You tried it? You tried it?
Let me have put 3.
Put 3, then you're not gonna taste it.
Just because, listen, this is
I'll
why I
not
don't
put-
drink boba, because I
Here.
don't like
It
those big
just-
things to
just-
burst.
Just there you go. With all that crying.
Oh, that's good.
I told you. You gotta
So
trust
smoky.
me. I told you.
I'm sorry for doubting you. So smoky.
It's so smoky.
It reminds me of seriously smoked salmon.
Right. And the difference is, so like with boba, it's like a thicker. So
Mhm.
when
Yeah, it
you,
didn't
I don't
burst.
like that. All right.
And more melted.
I'm trying to really be careful of verbiage.
Okay. So yeah, we're not gonna talk anyway. I'm gonna let it go. So this is the cool thing about Lincoln. Not only does he source and sell the finest exotic meats, he can actually explain their life cycle. So I've had some very rare Wagyu from you early on. He can tell you about the cow, how it's raised, etc.
To some extent, I don't want to make it seem like I went and hung out with the cow.
No, that would
This
be
is Judy. You know?
terrible. What did I have? So recently you had an event.
The one, Thursday, this past Thursday on May 22nd, I actually did an event with Pure Noir.
Pure Noir, and shout out Everything Irie, Chef Jamal.
Yes, her husband, Chef Jamal, who is a beast, and only getting better. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he brought home some leftovers. So that's what I do: wait up and hope some food makes it back to the house. So I had some of your bison.
Okay.
I had some of your ostrich.
Yes. Yeah.
And I had
Australian Wagyu flank.
Listen, it was so juicy.
I'm telling you.
It was crazy.
Telling you.
I would have drank the au jus by itself out of a cup. And I don't know if this was yours or not, but some kind of way he rolled in here with some duck eggs, and I don't know where those duck eggs came from.
I don't have duck eggs.
Okay.
I'm spilling.
This-
Am I drunk
this is your
already?
first glass.
Jeez.
Okay, so you do all these wonderful things, but I want to take it all the way back.
Okay.
What did you train as? This is not your first career.
No, no. This is
Okay.
like my third career.
S- Let's go back to numero uno because one of the things my viewers really like to hear about is how to make the transition and the leap
hmm
from maybe even what they're good at to more of what they love.
hmm
So let's go all the way back to the beginning.
Okay. All right. So we're going back just to my first career, or even how I got into career. Like what
We're
exactly?
going back to career number
All right.
one
So
and why you chose it.
my first career was military.
Okay, thank you
Yeah.
for your service.
Thank you.
Branch?
So I started off in the National Guard, Army National Guard, and then switched over to the Army Reserve.
Okay.
I was a lazy student. I always did well.
Hmm.
I just didn't study. I was one of those students.
But that I feel like that's a smart people problem. When you're naturally gifted and you go through like the first 8, 9, 10 years of school not having to try, when you hit that you must study level, it's like, mm-mm.
I mean, sure. I mean, that's a fair excuse. I think if I'm being honest, I think that's a failure of the education system.
Okay.
Because we have a very monolithic way of you
Yes.
have to learn, and then standardized testing that's for this is the only way to learn,
Yes.
and everybody doesn't learn the same.
No.
So
I mean, we
I
we
just had a
started out
different
in
style.
Montessori school because I think my parents were trying to figure out how we could have more power over what our day was like. But they're
Mm.
not as popular as you think they would be by now. That Montessori education where the kid designs their day, it's just not catching on.
Wait, I don't know what you mean. Kid designs their day.
So
What do you mean?
So we went to Montessori school. So you do need to learn the various subjects, but it's sort of self-directed.
Hmm.
So let's say you're in a class and you're learning something and you feel overwhelmed. You could like go to the loft, put on headphones, listen to some music,
Wait a minute. What?
come back.
Go to the loft?
Yeah, this
This
is
is what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
this is
Are
like
you rich?
Pennsylvania. This is in Philadelphia,
Are you
Pennsylvania
rich?
in the 80s. I mean,
I
it
don't
was
know
experimental at the
I don't
time.
know who my friends are. you,
But
you see
back
more,
to
you see
you.
more charter schools going to, but back to me.
Yeah.
Any major life decision I have made
Uh,
has been a spontaneous. Why not?
oh, you're very
Oh,
impulsive.
100%.
Has it
To me,
always been
my entire
good?
life, I always fall forward. I always fall forward.
Wow.
Why not? We'll find out.
That makes me feel like the higher power is catching you
Oh,
because most people don't
somebody
fall
is
for
catching me.
self included. Sometimes
Well,
I fall sideways.
well, here's the thing, and because it's not like a truly blind move into something. There is
Okay.
some level of thought to the impulsiveness,
Okay.
right? I think that's the difference is that the people that make impulsive moves and fall backwards, they're not thinking.
Okay.
They're exclusively doing.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I went to the military. You know what I mean? From
This,
there, my
you said you
impulsive
started out in the National Guard. Is that what you said?
National Guard. I went
Okay.
National Guard first. I went to Iraq through the National Guard.
You deployed.
I went in 2005, came back 2006.
Well, how long were you gone?
A year. I was on for a year.
Listen,
Oh,
of
I'm sorry. I'm
what?
sorry. Can we have to do a moment of silence. Today's Memorial Day.
It is
It's
Memorial
Memorial Day. We
Day.
must do a moment of silence
How long
for
is
the
the
people.
moment?
Just a moment. It could be
You
10
tell me
seconds.
when it's over.
Okay.
Okay.
Amen.
You know, I'm obsessed with the fact that Memorial Day was started by Black people
Yes, it was.
post Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the stuff
Mm-hmm.
that gets muddled in the retelling of history, we had to celebrate our own. They were not getting ticker tape
Mm-hmm.
parades. And now all of a sudden it's a national holiday and everyone's forgotten how it started. Hmm.
I mean, what is from the wise words of Childish Gambino? This is America.
Don't
I
try to
love
hit
my
me though.
country though. I love my country. It's just
I
I
do
just
too.
want better for us all.
I reserve the
Yeah.
right to criticize and call for the
100%.
improvement of anything I love.
100. You should. In fact, you can't
Anything.
grow. You cannot grow without understanding what needs to grow.
Facts.
Right. So if we keep moving forward in this kind of blindness and like people once again just doing, then yeah, we're gonna stay where we are.
Okay, so don't you think though? Okay, I digress, but we could be
Let's do it.
ADHD together.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
I feel that autopilot people go on where they put the blinders on and they are oblivious to some of the craziness around them is self-preservation. I think people get overwhelmed. They do not know where to start. They do not even believe they can actually affect change. And so they go into what can I control? just this tiny circle
Mm-hmm.
around my life, and we lose people like that. We lose people who would be critical to the struggle towards a better, more
Right.
just society because they don't know how to do, like, how to change anything. So I feel like the call for the organizers is always out there, and
Right.
if anyone has that gift of
Right.
organizing and mobilizing, this is the time.
I agree. And the crazy thing is, and we it's so easy for us to look at it at only one level.
Mhm.
Because this is man to woman, black to white, white to
Yep.
black.
Mhm.
This is Jewish to that. This is at
This is
every
differently
level.
able
We we
to
we
typical
we get
able.
so caught up in our
Mhm.
pride and our ego that we don't realize that we can actually be that much greater
Mhm.
if we allow for true community. Like that's what's lost.
And I also think until something happens to you, you don't see the benefit of the work around it. So I know lots of people who get older and then someone in their personal life is affected and now something clicks and you want to affect change and have a positive impact. And so I just wish it didn't take that. I wish it didn't have to be, I have a daughter that I
Hmm.
love
That's gone through it.
before you
Hmm.
care about women's voting rights and women in the workplace.
Right.
Or I have a child who's on the spectrum and
Hmm.
now you care about
Hmm.
access to
Hmm.
special education and all of that. Like, why is it? It shouldn't have to happen to you for it to matter to you. But I don't know how to say that any other way. I don't know how to let people see that.
I think empathy is the hardest thing for someone to truly, and I'm talking about true empathy, not the way that people talk about empathy. Like I feel this one person. It's hard. It's hard to a lot of the things. It took me experiencing a lot for me to understand a lot,
Sure.
and that's how it is. I mean, it's
Experiential
hard,
learning.
right?
Sure.
And so, like, how can I understand a woman unless I something happens to me
Where
for
you're in
me to be able to
close
really be like, I
relationship.
get it. I
Yes.
finally get it. You know what I
That's
mean?
fair.
And part of that is because we don't seek these things. We just we stay in our comfort,
Hmm.
right? And when we're in our comfort, we don't look for, okay, how do I become discomfort? How can I better understand?
Yeah, but I think it was happen for me. Maybe this is pie in the sky, but like post 2020 George Floyd, I felt like there was this huge shift towards empathy, towards people actually seeing something, and now the backlash is so catastrophically opposite to that. I was just reading an article today that there's a popular new sort of conservative. I don't even use the word. I don't know why we use the word conservative.
I
It's
don't
not appropriately
conservative
descriptive of that
conservative
movement.
liberal is all
I
kind
like to
of
call it
like
extremist. There's a new
yes.
extremist
That is
viewpoint.
very different from conservatism. That is very true. That is
Yes.
correct. Yes.
So there's a new extremist viewpoint that empathy is a sin.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been
Mm-hmm.
glommed onto by like right wing
Because we're,
extremists.
we're we're
Okay.
talking about the people that on the extreme side of that. We're
Okay.
not talking about every because I'm friends with a lot of conservatives, very good friends with a lot of conservatives,
Yes.
right?
So I
So
call so
right,
we'll for the sake of conversation we'll just
yes,
say extremist.
that's I think
But
that's
can we say
appropriate.
right wing extremist
Sure,
because there's some on the other
sure. There's some
side?
left wing extremists too. That the
Yes.
people yelling at people like,
Right.
whoa, relax, relax.
So
Yeah.
there's a popular theory among extremist, right wing extremists
Mm-hmm.
that empathy itself is a sin.
Mm-hmm.
That putting yourself in someone's shoes and fighting for someone else's access to justice
Mm-hmm.
in some way erodes your own values.
Right.
I can't get my mind wrapped around it.
I can't get my mind around a lot of things.
I mean, there's no, there's, it's one, it's like I said before, there's a point here, there's a
Uh-huh.
point that they've arrived at, and there's no connectors in
But
between.
here's the thing. So I had a conversation, a number of conversations with a friend of mine. So this friend is definitely more left, right? And
Left of you, even.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm kind of in the middle. Like
Moderate.
I understand. I'm literally I get conservatism. I also get liberalism. Excuse me. You
Hmm.
know, it makes sense.
Hmm.
So we have these different discussions, and then ultimately I'm like, okay, is your point to be right or to come to understand? Because you're not asking any questions. If you're asking, if you're in a discussion and you ask absolutely no questions, then
Yeah.
you're there just to be right. And a lot of
Yes.
people don't get what that means because they're
Hmm.
like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, true. There's debating, there's fun in debating and wanting to be right.
Sure.
But if you're talking about something that you're hoping creates change, how can you create change if you don't understand what change is from outside of yourself? If
Yeah.
I don't understand okay, so if I'm a left and I don't really get why a right wingist would be against abortion, if I
Hmm.
don't really understand it, then I'm just having an argument for no reason. I'm just talking in circles
Yeah.
and using talking points for no reason. Who cares?
Yes. So I read a fantastic book several years ago. Maybe this was around 2020, called Think Again by Adam
Mhm,
Grant.
mhm,
And the whole premise of the book is that the best way of thinking and conversing and relating to others is like a scientist,
mhm,
where you think you understand something, but you're willing to continue to test your theory
mhm,
by other
mhm,
people's perception. So think like a scientist, and then the ways they the book tries to get you away from thinking like a judge,
mhm,
like a preacher,
mhm.
and whatever the other P is. I can't remember what the other one, but it's like no preacher, no judge, no
Paul
some.
Bearer? No, that's not
Did you say pallbearer? What?
right.
Uh, but it's
Yeah,
I and
right,
so
right, right.
and the whole point is when you have a conversations, you lead with questions.
Mhm, mhm.
So this has worked for me in my life. Like I adopted it as my way of moving through the world, but I can't get some of the people who I actually really love and care about to move off the dogma enough to ask a question.
Well, that's where the question comes. What are you hoping to gain from this?
Right.
If that question is ever posed, then people don't think about it, right? And when people answer, a lot of people's answer is, "I want to be right," which is okay. Well, you're right.
Or I
What
want to
next?
convince you
You,
to
you
believe
want?
what
I
I
want you to
believe.
change. Right. I want to change your mind. Like, why? What? Changing my mind for what? You know what I
But they
mean?
won't even answer. So if you ask questions to better
They
understand,
always
they don't
digress
even
and
want to
go
answer the
around, and they
question.
want to talk about,
Yes.
well, Hillary Clinton. What are we talking? How does
She's
Hillary?
not even
How
the
did you ever
president.
come in this
I
conversation?
don't know. Well, it makes me a little sad because
Uh
I
huh.
feel like been civil discourse is gone.
Well, of course,
Listening for
but it's never.
understanding gone.
You know, I've been listening to um I was listening to Plato's Republic.
What is this?
Plato's Republic is a book where Socrates is having a dialogue.
They did an audiobook
Oh,
of the greats.
it's incredible.
Send me the link.
I've listened to it like I'm on my third time now.
Send me the
I
link.
got you. I
Okay.
got you. I
Okay.
got you. And the whole thing is he's posing the idea of what does it take to build a republic
Okay.
through philosophical thought process and questions, right? And even in that, the stuff we're talking about right now, he's talking about it then.
Mm.
That's why I say, like, when people say, "Oh, this generation is doomed," it's like it's all the same. It just looks it's
What's a
painted differently.
successful republic that, if we wanted to look at a
Oh boy,
successful,
here we go.
long-running republic that we could pattern ourselves
Uh
out,
huh.
who maybe wound up in the same space and navigated it successfully? Like who?
Doesn't exist.
That
It can't exist
is depressing.
in the question you have to ask the question, what is corruption? And to assume that there can be a successful republic, number one assumes that one singular body has the right idea.
Well, that
And
never
it
happens.
can't happen because it's a pendulum. We are pendulums as individuals.
Okay.
We are on one side or the other in our duality. The ones that are actually the most elevated, the ones that are never going to lead. They are become spiritual guides because they understand both sides and they learn how to be in the middle as much as possible.
Okay.
But we don't want to be in the middle. Why? Because we like dressing nice.
What?
We want to stand out.
Okay, so everyone wants to be exceptional.
Right.
Okay.
So if you that's a pendulum swing. by nature, this, and I'm not saying like there's something wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you can't find balance in that exceptionalism,
Hmm.
which is that, but that's why the Bible says, I'm just quoting because I think this is the thought process. Was it that it's harder to get into heaven than go through
It's
the eye of the
harder
needle?
to pull a camel through the eye of a needle
Right.
than to get a rich man into heaven.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because they want to be exceptional. They want to stand out.
So the rest of that argument to me, to take that argument further,
Hmm.
I read a book called The Psychology of Money.
Okay. Okay.
Also, very short, wonderful. If you haven't
Hmm.
read it, I
I
recommend it to everyone. You
send me
read
the
it?
link. Send
I'll
me the
send
link.
you the
Send me the
link.
link.
I love that you're my book friend now.
We listen. We can start a book club. A business.
Okay, so the book,
Yes.
Psychology of Money,
Psychology of
one of the
money.
very first chapters that explains why people make terrible decisions with their money
Hmm.
and why people, even successful people, wind up cycling back into devastation
Hmm.
is that people cannot grasp the concept of enough.
Hmm.
They don't even have one.
Hmm.
So they can't say, I'm comfortable. Everyone I love has what they need. I'm able to give. I'm
Hmm.
able to be gracious. I'm able to give to charity. I'm a philanthropist. I have a wonderful home. It's never enough.
Hmm.
And so that insatiability, is that a word? We're going to make
Yes,
it a
it
word
is.
today.
It's done.
It pushes
Webster.
them at it.
Quit playing.
Webster adds stuff all the
Oh
time.
yeah,
So
they
they're
do.
not, once they put bootylicious in there, I was like, y'all are very unserious. Okay. So, so
We got to educate people what insatiable means first of all.
unable to be
There you
satisfied,
go.
unable to be satiated. So, essentially, they give these examples of real people in the real world who made more money than they could spend,
Hmm.
and then in pursuit of that next million or that next couple of zeros, completely took their lives apart. Wound up in jail, wound up homeless,
Hmm.
wound up families devastated, and so I'm always asking myself, what's enough? Do you have enough? Do you or can you be comfortable here?
Hmm.
You're quoting scripture, so I love that. I tell myself all the time, I know both how to abase and how to abound,
Hmm.
meaning how to be happy with a lot, happy with a little bit. And I think if more people could conceptualize, you don't always need more,
Hmm.
we would be
Hmm.
fine.
That's true.
We would be fine.
That's true.
But your
But then we
theory of
wouldn't.
exceptionalism
I
is.
mean, and I don't think. And once again, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all.
But couldn't you be exceptional on some basis other than monetary? You could be the world's
Well,
greatest thinker,
well,
the world's
let's
greatest
let's
scientist.
think about something.
Okay.
Okay, because you're right. You're 100% correct. You could all that stuff. We started off the conversation, and part of it we talked about the divides and race, gender, so on and so
Hmm.
forth, right? How do you create change now in 2025? True change.
Well, based on what you said earlier,
Hmm.
you ask the questions, you
No,
get other
you're not
perspectives.
changing them. You see that all the time on TikTok.
That's what you
People
said.
asking questions for the purpose of being right. They weaponize questions, right?
Okay.
Change has to be credited with money.
Oh, the
Like,
power
right, right,
dynamic
right,
of
right. That's
change.
and that's what I said. True change. Like there is a part of it that in the perfect world you would
Hmm.
have a well balanced system in which you have philosophy and you have finances to be able to create change.
Hmm.
Right, philosophy and I'm including sciences and philosophy,
Hmm.
mathematics and philosophy, right, to create change. They work together
Hmm.
to think about, okay, well, what's the safest way, what's the best for the environment, what's the best for people, right?
Hmm.
And now we have the finances to make these things
I think
happen.
there's people who think they're doing that for sure.
I think that everybody thinks that. I think Donald Trump thinks he's doing that,
Huh.
right? It's just he thinks he's doing it in his way.
Like I think
Right.
what's old buddy from Microsoft?
Bill Gates.
I think Bill Gates does believe that his concept of what the future is the best
Sure.
concept, and then he has the money to.
Just as much, I think Hitler felt that his concept of the future was the best.
I disagree.
You think he was the best? He
No,
had the
no, no.
master.
Well, this is what I want. Well, this is the differentiator for me.
Mm-hmm.
If your pursuit of change is fueled by some sense of wrong, being personally wronged and wanting retribution, I don't take you seriously. Like even my biggest criticism about Donald Trump is that he's on a constant revenge tour.
That's
Who,
why.
but
But I mean, that doesn't mean he doesn't feel justified in it,
yes, justified, sure. But
right?
I'm saying,
Which means that he feels that he's right in it, correct?
but don't you? But like when I hear about the stuff that people really hate about Bill Gates,
Mm-hmm.
like what he's doing to food and like buying all
Mm-hmm.
his farmland. I think conceptually he believes he is going to create a world where everyone has food and things have longer shelf life.
Right.
Yes, there'll be profit in there for him, but I don't think his plans have to do with proving or getting revenge on someone who harmed him earlier in his
I
career.
mean, I think if we're talking about intent
Right.
versus thought.
Okay.
right? Now,
Yes.
so you might be 100% correct. Bill Gates may not intend to do this. Donald Trump may intend to do this. You're 100%
He
correct.
just seems petty.
But that doesn't mean. Have you ever seen Billions?
The show, I never saw it.
Oh man, come
I'm
on, man.
sorry, I
Y'all
never got into.
tripping.
Wait,
Billions is
I didn't
so
have
good.
HBO when it came out.
I
Wasn't it
listen. I
HBO?
watched it. I just finished it again for like the sixth time. The
It's
show
that
is.
good?
Come on now,
How
gems,
many
gems
seasons?
on gems on gems.
How many seasons is it?
7, I think.
Okay,
7 seasons.
I might be
It's a
able to get
beast.
through it.
Trust me, watch it. And there's this.
I
So,
haven't seen House of Cards either, so no
oh
House
my
of Cards
goodness, you're
references.
tripping.
I haven't
You're
seen it.
tripping.
I have to work, okay?
So like, me too. I just when I'm working, my TV's on. You know, I'm a TV junkie. I'm a
Okay.
TV junkie. So, in Billions, there's this one character named Michael Aquinas Prince, right?
Okay.
And if you hear him talk, he's man for good for the good of New York, and what he's doing, his actual actions are for the betterment of New York, and you can see the possibility, right? It so much so that you have to question why the U.S. Attorney General is coming after him. But underlying is his need to be loved,
Okay.
right?
We all have some kind of pathology.
100%. So that's why I'm saying if you hold on to the intent, well then fine, yeah, everyone has their intentions, but in order to be at that level, to push that hard, you have to convince yourself
Oh yeah.
that you're doing this for
The
the
human
right.
capacity to justify any
It's
action
incredible.
blows my
I love
mind.
it. I love it.
I have seen people do the most heinous things
Like,
and convince
seriously,
themselves it had to be done.
I,
What?
I'm gonna say something that's controversial.
Oh no. Okay, give it to me.
I don't understand why people. Okay, so Black Panther,
The movie?
hmm
Second one? First or
the
second?
first one.
Okay.
I don't know why people truly justify and support Killmonger, because although he may have had good intentions, the guy wanted to kill a lot of
Wait, he's
people.
the bad guy. Nobody thinks he's the
Oh,
good guy in that
okay.
movie.
Just
I
talk to
don't know
people.
these
There are a
people.
lot of people that defend what he's saying, and they quote the lines and stuff like that. It's like, I get what you're saying. Like, oh yeah, black people, black people. I appreciate that, but the guy wanted to kill a lot of
I
people.
thought they were giving him depth. Like
No,
I like
the
characters.
movie was. I'm talking
Right.
about the discussion boards.
I don't know. I missed this
Remember,
discussion.
I'm a movie and a TV junkie, so
Okay.
I actually fall into those rabbit holes.
Well,
you know
I
what
can believe that. I think everyone, not everyone, I take that back.
Mhm.
I think most people, even when they're not at their best, have redeemable qualities. So for Killmonger, every choice he made was wrong. However, I thought they were just giving him death by giving him all that pain.
Of course, I mean you got to show the humans.
I didn't see
He's
the
a human,
arguments. I didn't see the arguments when
right?
people were saying he was right.
Right. I mean, he's a human. Everyone has depth. Everyone has a redeemable quality. Everyone became what they became because of how they grew up.
Just
Right.
the fact that people were having that conversation. Shout out to the writers' room. I tell all my authors who
Beast.
work with me,
If you have discussions upon discussions upon
make
discussions, you
your
won.
make your characters
Hmm.
complicated.
Yes.
You have to love them and hate them, or else I'm not reading the story. That's what he did really well there, I think.
I'm gonna go on a different tangent. So I have a cousin that's a director, right, and he's working on a small short film, right.
Nice.
I have another cousin that's in Hollywood actually, and he's a cartoonist.
Oh, love that.
So we have like group discussions.
Okay.
You know, it's my cousin Obie and my cousin Randy. So we have these group discussions. So and sometimes we'll work separately. To I'll like talk to them about their scripts because I always come from a the psychology of
Mm-hmm.
what's the history, why the person went this way.
Mm.
For the large majority of people, there was some
Yeah.
series of events. There's some type of upbringing, just like the DuPont family. You familiar with the DuPont family?
Yes.
And the one that was sponsoring the U.S. wrestling team.
Mm.
Yeah. So he ended up killing one of the best wrestlers at that time on Team USA. Now let's go back. He was a latchkey kid who yearned for the love of his mother and never got it. So then he was like he was very socially awkward. Let's say that instead of weird. He was very socially awkward.
Mm.
And he found an attachment to wrestling. He couldn't wrestle himself.
And then so
But he had
wrestling
a ton of
becomes his god.
it became his god,
Mhm.
and he's very rich. This is DuPont, the DuPont paint family, right? So as it goes along and with it comes more power, he moves him onto the complex. Things happen, blah 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 blah. And one thing, so next thing ends up killing this guy. So now you understand though.
Yeah, so this is when you said that we're looping all the way back. When you said how do you make change? And change needs money because
Hmm.
money is power.
Hmm.
This is the problem.
Of course,
The people
you cannot separate
who are
corruption.
the most unhinged in their approach to
They
the
got all
world,
the money.
and I think it's a catch 22.
Of course.
Is it that they're so unhinged because they have so much money, or or did they become that way because you can really sort of unplug from the regular rules of society at a certain tax bracket? You can buy
Well,
your way in and out of things. You can avoid consequences.
and that's so money is corruptible because people are corruptible. Money is just money. It's a tool. So
Yeah.
just as much as a gun is a gun. I can own 30 million guns and only shoot pheasant and deer and stuff like that. Or I can own one gun and
Yeah,
you know
but
what I
I
mean?
think so. Gun is a tool. When I think my concept of money is a magnifier.
What's the difference?
Whatever you are, with more money, you'll become more of that.
And that's literally with anything that gives you that empowers you in that way. Anything that you make your God can become that amplifier. Be it
Hmm.
religion, you see people get higher in religion and now they feel that
Yeah.
sense of I'm that person. It could be in the workplace. Someone gets a promotion. Next thing you know, they start to change.
Hmm.
Anything can be that amplifier.
Yeah, I think
So
money's the worst one though.
I don't know why we're indifferent than anything else.
Because so like another thing that I consider a magnifier is alcohol because it's a
Mm-hmm.
disinhibitor.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people will get drunk and do like crazy stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, I was drunk. Well, it really just turned off the few checks and balances you had to keep
Right.
you from doing the crazy stuff you think about doing all
Mm-hmm.
the time.
Mm-hmm.
So in that way, it's a magnifier because it's a disinhibitor. Money is less of a disinhibitor than it is a get out of jail free card all the time.
Potentially, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you do more of the things you would never dare to do if you weren't sure you could buy your way out of the
It definitely
consequences.
has more amplifying power.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Give me $1 billion. You ain't telling me
That's
nothing.
why I'm never surprised when I hear like, oh, Michael Jackson has, monkeys on his, and then, yeah, because he's got all
he,
these
he can do it.
issues. He's got daddy issues. He
Right,
missed his
right,
childhood, and
right,
now he's got an
right.
endless stream of money.
It's a perfect storm of
I gotta
madness.
drag you back. We're never gonna get through this.
Okay.
I gotta
All right.
drag you all the way
Let's
back.
go back.
You went to the military. You deployed
Mm-hmm.
overseas
Deployed
for a
overseas.
year in
Uh-huh.
Iraq,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Iraq. I don't know how to.
Iraq, Iraq. I
Iraq.
was into Crit,
Okay.
hometown of
So you
Saddam.
was out there taking sand baths or whatever. I heard it was
All the
pretty bad. You
all the fun
Bahrain?
stuff.
Oh, I heard some stuff.
Bahrain. No, I wasn't in Bahrain. I was
Okay.
into Crit. I was into Crit.
Okay. To
I'd
Chris.
fly to Baghdad for
Okay.
supplies and come back. And I say
Okay.
I'll fly like I flew. No, I flew in a plane. Someone flew me. Us.
How many re-ups? How many tours did you
Just
do?
one.
Okay.
What?
So then you get out.
So no, I got back. Went back to work. Pledged. Then.
Wait, when you say went back to work, what?
Okay. You want to hear all the jobs? Okay,
You
so
know,
listen.
we
So
can
okay.
give
I got
me a
you. I
short
got you. I got you. I
version.
got you. I got you. I got you. So I come back from Iraq. My first job when I come back,
Mhm.
I work for a law firm. The
Doing what?
late John O'Quinn, rest in peace.
Oh, shout out John O'Quinn.
Hmm.
He's a
And
legend.
I I worked there for 2 days. I was like, man, I'm
What
so
were you
bored.
supposed to be doing?
There was a big. They were working on a Vioxx case.
Oh, that's a big
So
case.
we were supposed to, I was one of the people that been like, hey, you had Vioxx? You need to come holler at my guy. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
not you ambulance chasing, but okay.
100%. So no, but this guy like he was the first one to successfully sue
Class action.
for breast implants.
Oh, nice.
Right. He was the second, if I'm not mistaken, he was the second highest paid lawyer in the country
Yeah, Texas
leading to his
legend.
death. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's lots of
You
stuff
you
with
will
the
see
O'Quinn name
O'Quinn.
on
You
it.
was right. You will see
Yeah.
his name everywhere.
You don't have
That's
to
it.
tell
Right.
me.
You know. So so I worked there for 2 days and I kept falling asleep. So I was like, I can't do this. And they're come back whenever you're ready.
Okay, so where'd you go next?
So from there, I worked at a mental hospital. I had a lot of jobs.
Oh, did you get a degree while you were in the military?
No.
So this is pre-degree.
This is pre-degree. I was
Okay. Law firm.
uh-huh.
Now you're at MHMR getting beat up by
No,
the
no.
kids.
I'm lying. I have it backwards. That was before I went to Iraq. So I go to law firm. Oh no. Then I go back to TSU, and then I start working at NASA.
Oh,
I had an
what?
internship. I had an internship at NASA. Oh, So I told them I want to be a doctor because that was my path was to be a doctor.
This caviar is good.
Um, it is, huh? Come on now, it
Pass
pays.
that orange one over here.
I tell people it pays me bougie.
Okay. So you're at
So
NASA
I'm working at NASA.
doing what?
I work at so they put me in finance first. My
This is
home,
post
so
degree.
my good friend Alan gets me a job at no, I haven't have a degree yet.
You get all these jobs with no degree.
I fall forward. I'm not playing.
Okay. So you're at NASA in finance with
hmm
no finance degree.
hmm And then no, so it was like I was intern. I told him I want to be a doctor. They were supposed to put me with the doctors. He was like, eventually, I got you. So he's like, first, though, you need to work with finance. I was like, oh, sure. I need a job. And then from there, they moved me to the engineering with the engineers,
I'm
working on
so
the
confused
I am
about.
too in the International Space Center,
Okay.
space station. They working on the mock-up facility, right? And um, they give me like little projects to do, like to help them with their SOPs. And then I'm finished, and then I have nothing to do, so I go find somewhere to sleep. I sleep a lot. I don't sleep a lot, actually. I guess that's more appropriate.
I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
When I met you, you were a respiratory therapist.
Yes.
How do we get there?
Okay, so we're almost there. We're almost there.
You're at NASA still.
So I leave NASA. I didn't work there too long. I pledge, cross. I leave NASA, and then I start working for a researcher.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
Small
I
caveat.
listen. I do
You
anything.
said that you were not a good student.
Mm-hmm.
I know no one has to have a higher GPA than A5A.
I mean, I guess what is
So you
higher? Higher
were
than what?
higher than the others.
you, don't, you don't have to have a 4.0. I mean,
Well, you
and,
got
and not to say no, it wasn't. I was
3.5?
remember I wasn't a good student, but I still performed well on the test. So I had like a 2.8, 2.9. So when I went
Oh.
back to TSU, I had a bad GPA. So I worked hard,
Okay, to get
you
it
know,
up.
to get it up because I was like, all right, I really want to be a doctor, right? So I went from like a 2.4 to a 2.9, and then I pledged.
People don't realize how hard it is to drag a GPA up.
It's not easy.
Easy to tank it, almost
It's
impossible to
very
drag
hard
it
to
up.
drag it, and you have to repeat quite a few classes.
Mm-hmm.
And you better do a good job and be
Mhm.
cool with them and see. And listen, networking. Let me tell people, you need to build your network. You need to make friends, and not networking for the sake of I need to use you. Network for the sake of I want you to feel comfortable doing something, doing something for you.
Yep.
I've got your back,
Yep.
so that then they have your back.
Yeah, we
You
need
know,
to probably at some point have this conversation about networking because I don't think people know how to do it.
they don't get
It
it.
has to be organic. It cannot be transactional. Sometimes you spend 3-4 years pouring into your
Right.
network before you ever ask a single person
Be a
for a
true
single.
friend to them. Be like,
Amen.
do what you can for them. Volunteer for their nonprofits. Like, really help them out
So
with
let
no
me just give a
expectation get anything back.
quick plug. If you're listening and you're a new graduate, you're coming out of college and you're trying to make inroads, do not get on LinkedIn or anything else to make a cold contact and ask them, can they help you get a job? Or can they be your reference for some job you applied for? If they do not know you, you're doing networking wrong.
You're making it very hard. It's not to say it can't work. You're just making it very hard.
No.
And I mean, I'm a social person, so
Mhm.
I enjoy when I finally realized to stop making networking about business.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was fun. Then I meet
Mm-hmm.
all these interesting people from all these different walks of life. I try all these different things. I get invited to different things. You know, my volunteer work is amazing. Like it's very fulfilling and
Okay.
fun. So I find a researcher. I start working for the researcher. He's doing research on amputees.
Mm.
Now remember, I'm not a good student.
Are
So
you still in
research is
school at this time, or you've got your undergrad? You got your
I'm
bachelor's?
I'm technically in school.
Hmm. Have you gotten a degree
am
yet?
I going to class? No.
This is still pre-degree.
This
You're
is
on your
pre-degree.
15th job.
Oh, at least. Oh, I've had way more jobs than that. Remember, ADD.
Okay.
You know, so from there, I get rear-ended in a car accident, and I start having back spasms. Well, I don't start. It makes my back spasms worse. I
Mm.
started having back spasms when I got back from Iraq.
That makes sense.
And then that made it worse. So I couldn't go to work for like 2 weeks.
Mm.
So he's like, I gotta let you go. I was like, I get it. I don't want to work
Dang.
there anyway. So in my mind, I now come to the conclusion I don't want to go to TSU anymore. I don't want to be a doctor anymore. But I can't be a bum.
Well, at
One
least you
thing I
had that.
cannot be.
Is a bum.
Right. I cannot. Especially coming from my family. So brother's an optometrist, sister's an ER doctor. Younger sister at the time was, I think she was a teacher at the time.
Aren't you Nigerian?
I am 100%
Oh,
Nigerian.
Niger. No, they carry last.
Parents they're very last to put you on the street.
Okay,
They'll
they
let you.
just yell at you the whole
You'll
time.
be there till you're 40. They'll ask you. They'll compare you like you're in the street. Like look at Christopher. Look at Ngozi's son.
Nothing
Look
like
at
some good comparison to get you together.
This guy is getting married tomorrow. He's a doctor.
You're not married, are you?
Mm-mm.
You thinking about it, or you're against
So
the idea of it?
no, what's there to be against?
You know, some people think it's
I-
like
no,
outdated as an
believe,
institution.
I don't believe people think that. I don't think people honestly think that. I think that there's a lot of fear and a lot of pain in that statement
That might be right.
because it doesn't make sense to say it's outdated as an institution. Like if you really think about it, all marriage. We're not talking about the legal side of marriage. Marriage is two people agreeing to work
Oh,
hard
yes.
to grow together. Like that's
Paperwork, the paperwork bros. Who says it's just
right,
paperwork?
right. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a real union.
Okay.
Right. So what's outdated about two people wanting to work hard together?
I think the fact that you need to go apply for a license and then
You don't have
need
to.
I think that's the part people argue about.
You don't have to though.
I mean, you could jump a broom.
I mean, do it your way. You don't have to do what society says you have to do.
Facts.
There are benefits to it. If the two people are really working to grow together, there are great benefits for it.
But you're not talking about tax benefits?
I'm talking about benefits.
Oh, to life.
To life, yeah. Yeah, we
Development.
can talk about tax. I don't know if that, I don't listen. I'm saying I don't know tax.
There's
benefits.
tax benefits.
I figured there are. I've heard.
Actually, marriage is still like the number one indicator for upward mobility because if you put two incomes in the same house, you
makes sense.
immediately
Oh,
become more
look,
upwardly
there's
mobile.
more money.
Exactly.
But people have problems with that.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into the whole 50-50, all that.
Fair.
We were talking here for 3 days.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go
All
back.
right, so let's go back. So that's when I said, okay, I got to do something.
Mhm.
So by that time I was just out the military, quote unquote. I was in what's called inactive reserve.
Okay.
So all initial military contracts are 8-year contracts, right?
It's a long commitment.
But it's what's different is the number of years of active service.
Okay.
So for me, I had 6 years active service, 2 years inactive service, in which you just go one day out the year to make sure you sign in. I was like, I can't afford to not do this. I need to go.
Oh,
back.
they pay you the whole time, even when you're on inactive?
No. You
No
got to
pay.
do something for them to pay you.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I was like, all right, I have to go back in and do something in medicine because I still have a passion for medicine. I just don't want to be a doctor. So I'll go to the recruiter's office. There were 4 careers I had in mind. All of them, you had to be a combat medic first. And I am not going to have combat anywhere in my job description. What? No.
Wait, what did you do when you were in Iraq?
I was in communications.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
And when I was in Iraq, the first half I was supply.
Okay.
In the second half, they asked me to help with data entry in the motor pool because the person was so bad.
So they tell you if you want to do what you want to do, you need to be a combat medic?
Combat medic, yeah. For me, for the 4 careers I wanted, I had to be a combat medic first, and then there was an extra identifier, extra schooling for me to do, and I don't want to be a combat medic.
Okay.
So I'm about to leave, and I see respiratory therapy on the paper. I said, "What is that?" She was like, "I don't know."
I don't know.
And I was like, "I'll take it."
Tell us what it is.
Her response was, "Do you have the grades?" Or you scored the as.
What did you have to have?
I don't know.
Did you have it?
So my question was, have you seen my score?
Oh.
She said, no. I said, I will take it. Are you serious? Yes, of course I had it. I'm Nigerian.
Wait a minute. So you didn't know what you did Google it? I mean, you just
Google it. So this was 2010.
There was Google.
This was 2009. No, 2009. There was Google, but it wasn't like Go
You
to your phone and Google.
no,
You know what I
you
mean?
was on
Right.
Ask Jeeves.
Probably I should have. I didn't know what. I had no idea. But I didn't care. I just knew it was in medicine. It
Really?
was good enough.
Tell us what a respiratory therapist is.
So, respiratory therapists, we deal with the ailments and disorders of the respiratory system. So, everything from asthma to death,
The
the
lungs,
lungs, and lung associated organs,
which would be
the heart,
oh, okay.
the
Everything that
bloodstream.
okay, got it.
So, because so like part of what we do, like we draw blood on arterial blood gas, and we when we feed into a machine to read the oxygen levels, the pH, the carbon dioxide, the bicarbonate. We can look at if we can tell if you had smoke inhalation from there.
Mm.
Like we can tell a lot of information that comes from there.
So she accepted you, but then you had to go to a
She
program.
didn't accept me. What are you talking?
Well, she said she pushed you into the thing.
She didn't push me in. Let me tell you what happened. So I told her one thing. She's like, she'll see base. In some of the words, she'll say, we'll see. I'll let you know because it's all filled.
Now don't call
So
us.
she
We'll
was
call
like,
you.
and she was like, why don't you join a chemistry unit, chemical engineering unit first?
Huh?
I said, no. What you're not going to do is get me trapped.
You
for
already did
5
your
years.
engineering stint at
I
NASA,
did it.
so you knew you didn't want to do.
Yes. Yeah, I did that. I'm an engineer. I know about space and everything. I'm good. No, so it was. She called me back a couple of times to get me joined it. I said, "Listen, don't call me anymore if you're not putting me in a medical unit."
Uh-oh.
So she called. Next time she called me, she had me in the medical unit.
Okay, so you have to go to what? What kind of training?
I go to respiratory school and through the military. So it's backed by a school. So at that time, it was Thomas Edison State College
How long?
went through it. It was a 10-month program.
Okay, that seems doable.
It's an accelerated 2-year program.
So they, oh my God, they packed 2 years into 10 months?
Yeah, we were doing a new chapter every other day, literally.
Scary.
It was
That's
a
my
lot.
kind of learning, though.
Yes.
I do not like
I don't
prolonged
wanna-
education.
I don't want to study. This is get it over with.
It took me 2 years to get a master. That should have took me 10 months. That
I
should have took me
agree.
10 months.
It's better that way.
Yeah.
Give me the facts. That's ADD.
But you
We-
loved it,
right.
though, because you would
Did I
have.
love it? What are you talking about?
Well,
down
you
there?
would have backed out. Everything about you
No.
says if you got into the 10-month program and you hated it.
I can't look stupid. I told people I'm going to respiratory school. You think I'm gonna come back and say I
no.
failed out? No.
You made announcements.
Again,
That's on you.
I'm Nigerian. my sister. By this time, no, my sister's an ER doctor. My brother's an optometrist. My mom's master's in education. My dad's a physician. Like I can't.
Yeah, your mom is that,
Right,
like at
that-
church saying, my son is a respiratory therapist.
Come on now.
Why would you tell everybody before you knew you were going to stick it out?
I mean, they're gonna ask where I'm going.
I keep things very close to the vest if I'm not sure
I
if I'm
know.
going to flake or not.
Look, listen, it's gonna happen, and if not, my bad. It didn't happen.
Okay, so you're a respiratory therapist, and how long do you do that? You still do that?
I've been a respiratory therapist since 2010, 15 years.
Okay, now
Minus
we
a
need
brief
to
break.
come full circle and understand why now, to quote Arby's, do you have the meats?
Boom, 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 boom.
How do we get into exotic meat?
Okay. So let's fast forward. So it's 2020.
Everybody started something new in 2020. My last 3 guests started side hustles in 2020.
2020 was different.
It's the first time we had time
The
to
great
think about
exodus.
something.
You had no. I didn't have time to think about it. I'm a respiratory therapist. What am I doing? And they put me primarily in the ER and
COVID
ICU.
respiratory therapist.
Yes.
You must have been burnt out.
What?
Oh my God.
What? But that's not why I quit.
Okay.
In 2018, I said, I feel like I'm not going to be doing this in 2 years.
Mm.
And I didn't quit because I said that. I actually forgot about it. But there was an incident that happened. So number one, yeah, COVID was, I'd seen more death than I care to see.
Sorry.
And there are people that just like I was getting some level of closeness to them. And then I see the transition, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one incident that happened, and I'm not going to say what the hospital worked, but there was an incident that happened in the observation unit. I was with a patient, and I turn around and I see a patient walking out of their room, but their arm is like it's like they're attached to something. And I realized that IV was still in the arm, so this guy's clearly confused. So I rush over to him. I say, "Hey, go ahead and just sit down." And, no, I gotta go. I gotta go. And then finally the nurses come. Right. So they get him under control. I go back to the patient. They leave. The guy's doing it again.
Hmm.
I don't know. Number one, I don't know why they don't have someone. This guy is trying to leave,
Hmm.
and he's not leaving by taking the IV out
And you
of his
don't think he
arm.
was like in his right mind, lucid, like
Right.
something was not right.
So I go back, and this time he's turning the corner to go into the patient's room next door because he thinks he's home.
Mm.
And look, this is an older black man, and there's a much younger white woman in that next room.
Uh-oh.
Just again, her so so I can only imagine the terror that she's feeling, and I don't think the race actually matters. 'Cause if it were me, I'd probably be
But
doing the
she's
same
stuck in
thing.
the bed, so it's
She
not like
was
she could
quiet.
defend
Her
herself.
eyes were like this big.
Mm.
So I go and stand between them. So I've worked in a mental hospital before,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I've dealt with people that have these crises, especially with dementia or schizophrenia or
Mm.
whatever. So I know to watch him without staring in his eyes because that tends to make him more aggressive.
Ooh.
So
So
they call the
tricky.
code. They call the code green. So this is the part that bothered me. So security comes up and they stand on the far end, and then the code green team comes up and they stand on the far end. So I'm still a respiratory therapist. They don't know what I've done before. I'm not certified to stand here. Standing between this very agitated man who wants to go into this woman's room,
Mm-hmm.
thinking he's home.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't y'all come stand between me? This is what y'all are trained for, not me.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, they calm him down enough to get him, help him go to the restroom. I go to my manager, and let her know what happened and tell her, like, this isn't okay. Like something needs to be discussed. The manager calls the manager of security,
Mm-hmm.
and their response was, "Oh, he did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
If this man would have hit me, I would have been in trouble. If
Mm-hmm.
I would have hit him back, I really would have been in trouble."
Mm-hmm.
And the only response is, "I did the right thing." I don't need to know if I did the right thing. I need to know what y'all gonna do to make sure that we as healthcare professionals are have
Protected.
protection.
Yeah.
It's not just about protecting the patient.
That's so interesting. I would never have seen it that way. My perspective, I'm glad that you're giving me this
Hmm.
perspective, but
Hmm.
my perspective would have been someone who was a caretaker. I would have preferred, if, let's say it's my grandfather or
Hmm.
something.
Hmm.
I would much rather, in my mind, someone who's treating him or as a caretaker who's going to treat him like a human being intervene than security, because in my mind, security has nothing but force. But that's just my own like personal fears, saying like
No,
if security gets
and that
involved,
makes
they're
sense.
gonna tackle this man.
So, and that's why they have a trained code green team.
Oh, and that's who was standing there letting you do
Like
all the work.
somebody's, and if they're not trained to understand how to approach someone in this, then you need to create. You,
Then they
hospital
don't need to
workers
be
aren't
on there.
protected enough. They're
Oh,
really
got it.
not. Like there was a security guard recently who had his ankle broken because one of the patients body slammed him.
Golly.
Right. Like there's just not enough protection for healthcare workers. There really
Yikes.
isn't. So I was like, what I took from that, and what I took from COVID as a whole, and immediately after, this is going into November, so the numbers were going down significantly.
Mm.
So the hospital was finally starting. We at one point had 32 vents running in a 30 vent hospital.
Listen, let me tell you something. I broke my face in the middle of COVID and had my butt out on the hallway on a stretcher because there was no room. It's always me to do something stupid at the worst time. I got in a bike accident and broke my face, and they were like, "Oh, there's no rooms," and then they put me next to a guy who was dying. I think he died
This
over there while I was just in the
there
room.
was no there was Hey, listen.
I know.
You want to be here or you don't.
And it was like, what do you say? But in my mind, I was like, why would you do this during COVID? Like, why would you break your face during COVID? You could have waited. Okay.
COVID was something
So
special.
they really, you felt that lack of protection. You felt like
Well,
maybe this was a time to take a break.
actually, what it was a these are the realizations I had. Number one, security is a fallacy,
Mm.
right? So because I went from working 5 days a week to working one, maybe 2 days a week. Security is a fallacy. So everybody's going to healthcare because job security. Job security doesn't mean you're going to get
They
paid.
cut your hours?
Yeah, because the hospital's emptying out.
Okay.
So they're not bringing in the money. So they're like, oh, we don't need you to work as much.
I don't know why I
Thank you.
assumed you
Come
were on
on.
salary if you were in healthcare.
No, most healthcare workers are hourly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I worked at a hospital for like 2 years.
Then you should know this. You
Unclear.
tripping, so you
Was
didn't care.
unclear.
All I want to say is that they don't
All
really
the
care
nurses I
about
knew, they were
us.
on a schedule.
Yeah, you have a schedule doesn't mean your salary. If you don't come on the day, if you don't have PTO, you don't get paid.
Yeah, and then so it's two worlds. It's that
Mm-hmm.
frontline schedule life, and then all of admin is on a
All
salary.
of y'all the salary.
So it's
Different.
like two different worlds.
100%.
Oh, yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
tricky.
So that was one. Number two, I lived my whole life looking at myself minimally.
Hmm.
I used to say money doesn't really matter. You just need enough to survive.
Oh, interesting. I never thought that.
Right.
What?
Right.
Cannot relate. Go on.
I used to think that very heavy. So it was like all part of this shift in me that was like, okay, I can actually be. I didn't really believe I could be. I was surprised I was a respiratory therapist.
I'm just confused because you have all this excellence in your family, all these
Hmm.
high earners.
So I always thought I can never live up to them.
Oh, are you the baby?
I'm the middle child. It's five of us.
So I don't understand that. You weren't in everyone's shadow.
I wasn't in anybody's shadow.
Exactly.
Right, but I put myself in people's shadow.
Huh.
Right. No one's in anyone's shadow. You put yourself in someone's shadow.
Okay.
Right. So since I was in the shadow, I thought I couldn't be in the light.
Hmm.
Was that deep? No, that wasn't deep. No, there was no snaps for that. No snaps. No one. No, thank you. Thank you.
I want to know what changed your mind.
It was a lot of things that happened. Um, it's hard to say what changed my mind because it was like
A series.
right. Like the more I traveled, the more I started appreciating where I was. Right.
Okay.
The more I appreciated where I was, the more I started being like, come. So I would travel on a budget. I'd come home very broke, and I got tired of coming home broke.
Mm.
Right. And then I got tired of, well, let me see if my sister can help me with the phone bill. Let me see if this, you know what I mean? Let me see. I just got to the point where it's like, well, why can't I do it? Like, I think I'm smart enough.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then I started making a comparison
Mm.
to Rick Ross and Young Thug.
Huh?
And not
Wait a minute.
follow me.
I'm trying.
Now, this is no offense to them. This is not me talking down on their intelligence.
Just so you know, I don't know a good back. I don't know a lot
Hold on.
about these guys.
Let me say what I'm
Okay.
saying. And this goes just surface level.
Okay.
Okay. They're rappers. You've heard enough how they talk, and it's like, okay. They're intelligent because they have success,
Mhm.
right? So they have a high level of intelligence. But they're not smarter than me. You're not going to convince me that Rick Ross or Young Thug is smarter than me.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can make it, why can't I?
Mm. Why them?
Because I've heard some interviews, so I'm like, nah, they can't be smarter than me. They're not going to convince me. They're not dumb. I don't think they're dumb at all. I just don't think they're smarter than me. I think they have more grit than I do. I think they are willing to put in the work. And I think wisdom is more valuable than intelligence.
Success has never, in my mind, been correlated to like natural
Very rarely. Very
genius.
rarely.
A lot of it's opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is just proximity to other people who have access.
Right.
A lot of it is what you just talked about. There are people who will outwork a natural gift any day of the week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Muggsy Bogues.
He's so small.
And he had a very successful NBA career.
He
had that
a lot
athleticism.
of people.
That man worked.
I know.
And in an example I give a lot of people, Michael Jordan.
Mm.
Michael Jordan would tell you himself, he can't beat his brother, Larry Jordan.
In a basketball game.
He can't beat him.
But
But who's the greatest basketball player of all time? Michael Jordan.
It
or
always
arguably
comes
at
back
least.
to work ethic.
All the time.
Yeah.
And grit and taking the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
We all get given opportunities. And too often we're too scared. Like, I can't. I have kids. I have to work. I can't lose my job. Like, what are you talking about? No one's on you. So let's continue.
Okay.
Let's continue because that's the point.
Yeah, I always wonder about the balance.
Right. So I leave respiratory November 2020 just to leave. I start off with my homeboys making like these bomb cinnamon rolls. I'm like, we're gonna do this.
Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls. Oh, they're good. So. So cinnamon rolls first.
Okay.
I picture myself. Remember the episode of I Love Lucy when she has
With
a
the
flower
chocolates
over?
coming.
That's why I picture. I was like, I can't. Nah. I'm not working that hard at cinnamon rolls. So then I started investing. Right.
In what? Stock
Yeah,
market?
stock market. And I
Day
started
trading?
doing day trading.
Mm-hmm.
And while doing that, I'm helping another friend start her business doing crafting, making craft dominoes and stuff like that.
Okay.
And one day I think about, so I'm using my retirement money to invest.
Mm.
That's always the smartest way to
How
do
do
it.
you have retirement money?
401k, 403b.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
using IRA to
I was
invest in
thinking you
claim to pay.
got a pension from somebody or
No, no,
something.
no, no. I mean, I could. Come on
You
now.
didn't come out. Did you come out
Military
with
could
like
have.
DV from the military, disabled veteran status?
Oh, is that what people call it? DV? There's an
Oh
abbreviation
no,
for it.
actually that's the abbreviation for domestic violence. So I was just thinking about the license plates. I was thinking about every time I see a DV license
I was
plate.
looking. I was like, DV, deep vein
I have
thrombosis,
an
like
issue with that,
DVT.
by the way.
What's that?
I have never once seen a disabled veteran license plate that wasn't on a sick car. Like y'all do all right. The disabled veterans be pushing the best cars on the road.
Listen, I need to finish my disability or redo my disability.
I'm like,
I'm at
okay.
30% right now. They ain't giving me nothing.
Dang.
They tripping, son.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've taken you off course.
Okay, so I'm looking at my finances
Uh-huh.
and I'm looking at the business that was developing with a friend and things just aren't making sense basically.
Right.
So I was paying into an investment group. They're using an AI to do it. And I contact the person that's at the head of the group and I said, I can't do this anymore. And he was like, why don't you sell Wagyu?
That's what he said. Why don't you sell Wagyu?
That was his response.
That was his response. So I can't invest at this level anymore.
Why don't you sell Wagyu?
Who is this guy?
His name's Kevin. I can't remember his last name.
Oh, we're not even still cool with him.
No, I'm still cool with him.
Okay.
We never like talked on the phone. We like text each other afterwards. See how he owns a Wagyu farm now.
Oh, that's
right.
why.
No, that's
said,
not why. He didn't own a Wagyu farm at the time.
Well, I'm confused.
He just
For
owns a
the
Wagyu
15th
farm now.
time.
So I'm saying I keep in touch with him. I know what's going on in his life. That's the point. No, but like he was selling Wagyu and he was out of Dallas.
Oh, he was selling Wagyu.
And I think that what it was is that this particular distributor was looking to get into the Houston market.
Okay.
Right. And so I was like, okay, I've had Wagyu once before. By that time, it was through HEB. And it was good, you know. But I didn't really get what's the big deal. So I buy a case of
marbling.
A5 Japanese A5 MS12 strip loin.
Okay.
From Miyazaki. And I go cut it up and I go to my homeboy's house and we throw it on the grill. And this is my first time having Wagyu. And man, that mug's a beast. That mug is a beast.
So how do you go from selling for somebody else to selling for yourself?
I was selling for myself.
Wait a minute.
So
the distributor.
Right. So they work directly with the farms. So that's my direct connection to the farms through this organization. Right.
Okay.
So the farms are out of Japan, Australia, and Washington State.
Okay.
So from there, I buy them at the lowest price, and then I can set my
wholesale price.
100%. Well, I get the distributor's price,
which is lower than
wholesale price.
Yikes!
Right, because they get it even lower than that, because they get a direct. They are the ones that broker the deals to get it, and then
what do you have to do to make this work? You need an LLC. You need
Definitely.
to like start up the whole deal.
You got to get an LLC because you got to protect yourself.
Who does your branding?
That's where I am now. Right now, my branding has been me and my publicist Judy Nichols, and so we've been working together to really put this thing together. But most of the ideas come from me, and then my branding is now my in person. My social media isn't where it needs to be. I'm looking to hire a social media.
So person. You're building the plane as you're flying it.
100%.
And so this is the thing that I want to talk about because this is what I've been hoping to get to the whole time. I have lots of people who are in corporate America. They're looking to branch out and do something that's a passion project. They want to love what they do, but they're not ready to cut themselves off from that paycheck. Like it's a sense of stability. You 100%. Got your insurance and whatever, but they're not sure they can juggle it. And so I guess the question would be, how are you growing the business and still clocking in. Like, how does that feel on a day-to-day basis?
Exhausting every day.
Huh.
I'm tired. What time was we were supposed to do this at 2?
I know you were asleep when
I
I
was
called
asleep.
you. Like,
I got off work at
uh,
6:30 in the morning. I worked this whole weekend. So 3 days, from 6 at night to 6:30 in the morning. See, this is the thing. And so whenever I talk to a number of people about, I'm really big on, if this is what you want to do, if there's something you want to do, figure out how to do it. Right?
mm-hmm,
Don't just do it. Figure out how to do it.
mm-hmm.
A lot of people are like, oh, well, I'm afraid that I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna lose everything. Well, you don't have to quit your job
Mm-mm.
because you don't even have the groundwork. But build the foundation first.
Right.
If you have your LLC, you don't get your LLC.
Mm-hmm.
Do you even know what you're doing? What's your vision?
Mm-hmm.
What is your goal?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing this? What's your connection to what you want to do? Like we run away from those questions because we want to stay in the altruism of, I want to make people feel good, or I can make a lot of money. It's like, but it's got to be more than
It
that.
can't ever be the money. For
No, it can't.
entrepreneurship,
Unless you're in finance.
it can't ever just be the money.
Can't be.
Because despite what people will tell you, there's nothing about entrepreneurship that's get money quick.
No. What?
Whenever
Quick.
you see somebody pop, you have no idea how many
They've been
years
on
they
they've been on that
slogged.
for 7 years, 10 years. First 5 years they didn't make any, like literally any. They spent all kinds of money. They borrow. It's very, very, very few people that make it immediately.
Nope.
Just as much as there are very few people that are gonna make the NBA. Just as much. It's like, it's
You
just not like that.
even if you had, so this is the other thing I want to disabuse people of this notion. People feel like venture capitalist, angel investor. Let me tell you something. Those people's money come with strings.
Oh, listen.
They're gonna get paid before you ever make a dime. And
Well,
now sometimes
even
they own part of your company.
even before that, let's listen. Let's get because let's not get to the scary part, right? Before that, is your idea unique enough for them to even like it?
Mm.
Like, everyone is making candles.
Yeah, but this is the thing. You don't need them to like it. So that's the other thing. There are people who have the money and their job is to look for a quote unquote good idea and
Right. That's
invest in
that's
it.
and that's what I'm saying.
And
Yeah.
they're looking at your,
Right.
but the problem is, do they share a perspective? You can look time and time and time again at people who have been rejected by investors, been
Mhm.
rejected on Shark Tank,
Mhm.
been rejected by banks all over the place. But once they hit and they find their ideal audience
Right.
and they begin to grow, all those people come spinning the block because now the concept is proven.
Right. So
That's why you have to already
you,
love
you
it.
you have to put in the work first.
Yes.
And okay, and there's the other part of it where, and I'm glad we're talking about this right now, because mentorship.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to find a good mentor though.
People don't even know what it means.
Mm-mm.
When people are saying mentor, they're looking for a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
right? And what they need is a coach.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mentorship is not what it's. People don't have time to just teach you how to do your idea
Right.
for free, especially.
Absolutely not.
You're supposed to go to a mentor with specific questions. Hey, I have this going on, that kind of thing, because they're supposed to help you get through that one particular moment
Yeah.
to the next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to really be able to sit down and find the right group of people to help you flush out your idea,
Yeah.
to poke holes in the idea so that you can fill them up, so that
Well,
you can make
that's the
them more
piece
solid.
right there that I think is tough. So most people, when they become entrepreneurs, it's about something that they love, that they've convinced themselves is the best thing since sliced bread. And when you get that when you get in that conversation with the people who have been there, who you do respect, and they poke holes in it, it
Oh,
can feel
hurt.
a little bit
Ugh.
devastating.
Oh, you think my idea is stupid? You think
Yeah.
I'm not good enough to do it?
But
It hurts.
again, I hate to overquote Adam Grant. Like he says,
Overquote him.
your
He's like, man,
six,
it's
a lot
fine.
of your potential for success is directly related to your ability to take constructive criticism.
100%.
If every time someone says this is not the best idea, you get in your feelings and then no longer are in relationship with them, you will never grow. And I told somebody that one time. I said, if every time someone disagrees with you, you decide that they're not for you, you just gonna wind up by yourself. Like it's those people don't even people who
Keep on
just
protect.
yes all your
Keep on
stuff.
protecting your peace if you want
They
to.
don't. Oh my god,
Keep
I
on
don't want to
protecting
hear
that peace.
that anymore.
Oh.
There's no way to protect your peace
What
in
does
this
that even
world.
mean? You have to protect your protecting your peace is not about outside
It's about your
unless
house.
unless you find yourself putting yourself in unpeaceful situations.
No. But I feel like if you say protect your peace, you need to be talking about who you protect your home and your kids and your relationship from. You can't be talking about work. You cannot be talking about work
I
protecting
gotta
your peace
protect my peace.
because everyone's
Okay.
out for what they can get. So there's no peace out there.
No, peace is in you.
Yes.
Like
It's not
100%.
external.
It's not external.
Facts.
Look at the news. Proof.
Right.
Peace is within you,
Yeah.
and it starts with balance, and that's the whole thing. It's about learning how to balance, not how to protect your peace. You have
Agreed.
to. You're protected already, so you have to learn how
Mhm.
to balance in order to do that. And that's key, even with starting a bit, especially with starting a business.
Mhm.
That thing about balance. And I'm not talking about work-life balance. How do I go have fun? Because that's a distraction. That should be a reward. Not,
Is there work-life balance? Does that even exist?
of course, it exists. You work, you live, and you work, right?
I guess if the concept of balance is the scales at the same point, I don't believe in it. I think it's just this all the time.
Well, I mean, right. So you have to, how do you get it to where it's not so wavy, so volatile? That's
Yeah.
balance. Balance isn't staying steady.
I
It's
call
how
it
often you make it to the middle because the middle is important.
I like the way they've renamed it a little bit in recent years to work-life integration,
I mean,
which is
it'll work.
that only because there's a
Right.
lot of people who strive for balance, and when they feel overwhelmed and out of balance, they think I don't need this job.
Right.
And honestly, you need to disrupt the scale
But
again.
that's because people are looking at work life balance or integration as time management almost exclusively. How much
Mm.
time am I putting towards this and this?
Oh, it's
That's
not
the,
that.
I mean, because if you're trying to do something, if I okay, so I have my job, my regular job, but do I have my business? I don't have time to like go out and do stuff, but that's not work life balance for me. Like,
Mm.
am I meditating? Am I finding a way to de-stress?
Mm.
You know what I mean? If you're not, that's work life balance. That's
Yeah.
how you balance your actual life, your existence, not the time you have to do things.
Yeah. I guess I also think of my work, all my work, whether it's for me and my business or for a corporate company, I think of all of it as a series of sprints.
Mm-hmm.
And the only time I really get upset or start talking about work life balance is when you try to turn a sprint into a long distance, like to a marathon, because it's
Mm-hmm.
not sustainable. If you want me to give you everything and you need late nights and you need weekends, cool. I can do that for about 2 weeks. Man,
Right.
I push it to 3 sometimes.
Right.
If you want me to live like that, this is not the job for me.
So, question:
Mm-hmm.
a marathon is long distance, right? Going for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So, shouldn't we be sprinting rather than doing marathons?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
We should be sprinting.
We should be
We
sprinting.
should be doing things in smaller doses.
Yeah, the
Right.
problem if you look at it like a marathon, you never feel like you got where you were going. If it's a series of sprints, you get a lot of wins. You're like, okay, I'm not here, but I won this foot
but
race.
it's still a marathon though.
I don't know. It's just a series of sprints.
In the overall marathon. It's a series of battles in the overall war. It's a series of moments in the overall year.
I suppose.
That's the balance. You have to see both. It's a duality.
Okay, here's the only reason I'm not agreeing with you yet.
Hmm.
Is because I think the finish line moves around all the time. So that I also don't
Does that make it a marathon?
know.
If it's a sprint, the finish line is right
If
there.
it's a marathon, it has a finite end.
Not necessarily.
Yes, there's no indefinite marathon.
What is a marathon?
It depends how many miles you're running, but it's a
That's the
definite
point.
distance.
No,
It's a
no.
finite distance.
Right, but we don't. That doesn't mean you have to know what the end is.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes.
No.
Yes, you do.
To run, think. I want you to think about what I'm
Okay.
saying, right? So, all right. So there are defined marathons. So there's a 5K, 10K, da da da.
Mm-hmm.
So now I know in this marathon I'm choosing to run. I know the distance. But if somebody said, "Hey, there's a marathon," and when you get to the end, you'll know that's the end.
That's
This
not a
what you-
marathon.
That's a why isn't that a marathon? Better question. Why isn't that a marathon?
Because a marathon has an end. That's
Is
how,
that-
and they
is-
also have winners and losers and times. In my concept,
uh-huh.
it's just a series of sprints.
your-
And
in
if you
your
decide to stop running, you can and you haven't
So
lost.
isn't that tied to exceptionalism. You have to have a win. Why do I have to have a winner?
You don't. That's why I don't believe it's a marathon.
No, no, no.
That's why I
My
don't use
question. My
that one.
question is,
Hmm.
why does a marathon have to have a winner?
I ask the marathon people. I don't know. I don't know. That's why I just don't use that
Mm-hmm.
visualization because here's the other thing. Sometimes a win is decide you don't want to do that anymore. So that's why I don't. So you okay? Let's say you do 5 sprints.
Mm,
You make great progress and you realize this is actually not the thing I want to keep running at.
right.
Do something else. You can pivot and sprint
Right.
in a completely different direction and you'll still have wins. You're still learning stuff. Like that's how
So is it fair to say that you look at life as wins losses?
it is fair to say, very much like you, I like to finish things.
Oh, I never said that.
Yes, you did.
I like to finish things, or I have to finish what I started when I tell people what I
Okay,
started.
that.
That's different.
Okay. The second one. Very much like you, I like to finish what I committed to.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And that's how I define a win. If I
Mm-hmm.
said I'm going to do it and I did it, whatever the result is, I completed a task. This is why sometimes I finish books I hate.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I finish watching a movie that sucks
Mm-hmm.
because I said I was going to see it through and I
Mm-hmm.
like to see it through. It's not necessarily wins, losses, meaning like in the competitive sense.
Sure.
Uh,
Well, sort of. I mean,
well, if the competition is me,
a win is competition no matter what, even if it's competing against yourself.
right. If
Right,
the
right, right, right.
competition is me, then yes,
Right.
because I feel like I'm always challenging myself.
Right.
If I don't have a challenge at all, I will become inert.
And that's the difference between the conversation right here. I don't need a win. Like I always win. I don't lose. So not to say that I always beat someone, but I'm no matter what I'm alive. I won.
Okay, let's
Like
use a different word.
I have money. I won. No, and I say that to say that's why I look at marathon differently, because the marathon is the lifelong journey. Marathon is a journey.
Hmm.
Be it that I'm running, I'm walking, I'm driving, I'm living. That's the journey
I
itself.
like that better. I like the term journey better
Right.
than marathon.
Right.
But so let's take win off the table because you just said you don't need to win or lose. But what do you consider success? When do you feel like you've been successful at an effort?
That's an
Period.
excellent question, because I was just thinking about what is success. I just redefined success to me.
What is it?
Success is whatever I want it to be. And I say that like this. I just realized I've had 3 successful lives already.
In these various careers.
And not just in the various careers, but like looking at the first act, which was my adolescence going into through college until I started my first career, military, and then military. And I look at everything that I did, not that I accomplished, that I did. The trips that I've been able to take, the people I've been able to see, the lives that touch me, that have touched me, and that I've touched as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then and how it has groomed me to be the person that I am today. So no matter what, success is what I am now. I am success. That's the only way I can define the success. You know what I mean? So with that, like I have no choice now but to look at my life as a win. I've been to 60 countries.
That's
I've,
crazy.
I've been to Iraq. I've pledged. I've been able to see black sand beaches. I've heard guitar playing over the sunset and castles. You know, y'all just had ostrich this morning, didn't y'all? We are eating caviar with champagne and wine on a podcast studio. You know what I mean? That's like centrally located. Let me say it like that. You know, like my life is success. True, things have not gone my way, but that doesn't matter. That's what builds my character and gives me things to learn.
Yeah.
So that's why I look at it as a marathon, because I'm tired. You know,
Yeah.
but it's a beautiful marathon that I get an opportunity to run every day and choose how I want to run it.
I'm just trying to think how I would define success. I think it would be different.
I think most people's would be.
I think there's a few things that are incredibly important to me, and if I don't come out of an effort with those things, then I do not find myself to have been successful. One is that in the effort, I did not compromise myself in any substantial way. Like
Mhm.
I didn't have to put values down to get a quote unquote win.
Right.
The other one has to do with the people who I interacted with in that effort. So if I finish something, win, lose or draw, and people say I really enjoyed working with you, I learned so much from you, or you inspired me to try to do it myself, I count it as a success.
Right.
And then I think the last one is I am at all times very aware of the impression that I'm leaving, like legacy on my
Mm-hmm.
kids,
Mm-hmm.
in my family,
Mm-hmm.
for my extended circle. And so I think it would feel like a real hard miss for me, even if I did something great and the people around me felt like I sacrificed them to get to that.
Right.
So those are like the guardrails
Right.
that I keep around.
Right.
And if I can't hit those, I will feel like, oh, I did something. I was thinking about that the whole time I was getting that master's because it was 2 years long. It took me away from home a lot. It was night classes. And I started to think, do I need this degree? Because if I don't see my kids, they're in bed when I get home every night. They leave in the morning before I get up. I started to feel like it was not worth it
Worth it.
that last
Mm-hmm.
semester. But by
Mm-hmm.
then I was, I was
I'm already here.
I was so close to the end.
Got the itis.
But honestly,
And
if I had a lost
mm-hmm.
a significant like relationship capital, I probably would have pulled out of that because it doesn't feel
Right.
like a success to me if
Right.
you lose the things you value the most.
And I think that our ideals align 100%. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You spoke from the value perspective of it.
Mm-hmm.
And and I think what you're saying is beautiful. It's like, if I can maintain myself,
Mm-hmm.
you know, grow from it, others can grow from it, and my family can still grow as a unit, then yeah, I think that's a beautiful definition of success.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has their own. That's why I said there is no real definition of success.
Yeah, you have to create it for
Everyone, you
yourself.
have to create it,
Yeah.
and you have to learn how to live up to it. You know what I mean? And that's why for me, like me saying that every day is a success, it allows me to. It gives me the freedom to push in the way that I find is
Yeah.
important, and to say I'm gonna continue to grow. I'm gonna continue to figure out what growing is, and I'm gonna love the journey along the way. So
Well, this has been wonderful. We're probably
it's
way over
over.
time.
It's over
Oh, I love
now.
that song. It's
Over
over. Okay, we're not on the same key, so we
now.
can't even sing together.
I know.
I don't know what key you're in. I would have got
You
in
should
it.
have. You
I
should
didn't
have. You
know.
should have hit the. Ding, ding,
I
ding,
feel like I can make. Okay. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in for another episode of Take Yourself to Work, the podcast about finding success without losing yourself in the process.
ding.
Thank you again to our guest, Lincoln Obie. Lincoln, can you please let the people know where they can find you online if they want to look at what you do, if they want to get you booked, if they want to order large quantities of meat, if they want to book a event, because I know you are big into events and experiences.
Hmm.
Where
Hmm.
do they find you?
Okay, so I real quickly. First of all, thank you very much for letting me be on this.
Mhm.
This was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. Um, so the events that you're talking about, and because I didn't really explain what the event was.
Mhm.
So the event that we did that was with Pure Noir was a 7 course wine and dinner pairing, in which we highlighted three of our meats from world class meats. So it was the ostrich fillet, it was a bison ribeye, and it was Australian Wagyu flank. And the first 3 courses that Chef Jamal made were basic approaches, quote unquote, in which you can really experience the meat for itself. And the next 3 were like creative dishes. So the best way to reach me would be through email. You can hit Lincoln Obie at worldclassmeats.com,
LincolnObie, and I'll drop the link in the.
at worldclassmeats, MEATS, not the other, not we're not meeting people, .com. Um, Website worldclassmeats.com, social media worldclassmeats. Um, yeah, those are the best ways to reach me.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
And okay, if follow us for more, we will be sure to drop those links that Lincoln just talked about in the video itself. Catch us as always on Birdhouse Publishing, on YouTube, on Threads, and on Instagram. And we'll continue to bring you the content you ask for. If there's something you really want to hear about, if you have a question and you're trying to figure out your own career, feel free to ask us. On our next episode, we're going to do Ask Us Anything, and we will take in all the questions about learning to lateral or add a passion project or anything else you're struggling with in terms of designing a career that you can really love. So we'll take those questions and you will hear responses from myself and maybe some guest stars on the next episode. So as always, have a fabulous week and stay tuned for more.
Peace. It was